So as you can see, my spotlights are coming back on. Full percentage. We got great lighting here. Again, those lights are geared away from the screen and we still get an excellent picture here. And the last mode that I have set up here is the preview mode. That's when you just walk into the theater room and everything's lit up and you get to see all the different controls and things that I have set up. So when somebody's entering the movie theater, this is the mode I'm about to show you. Alexa, turn on entry mode.
Okay.
My ceiling fan kicks on. All my lights kick on. Now this is done by motion activation when you come around the corner. I don't have to say that. I'm only saying it because I'm inside the movie arena and I wanted to show you what would take place. But this would happen if I walk around this corner here. Right there where when I'm coming from the hallway, you're coming through there, this would automatically happen. And these posters would kick on as well. Alexa, turn on theater room poster.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on posters.
Okay.
And that's what would happen if I come around this corner. All my lights would kick on as if you're in a movie theater, right? So this is the before I get my sound panels up. Again, there's one that I just built. It's going to be a total of 12. It's going to alternate between this color and I bought a pattern that has stars and planets and stuff like that on the outside panel fabric, right? So this is one that's going to alternate in color. This one, I especially made the size a little smaller to fit my area in front of that light up underneath that speaker, right? So that will go there. I had to customize the regular 24 by 48 size to 18 by 48 in order for it to fit in that corner over there. So again, here's my first panel. And again, it's 20 bucks. I'm saving about 70 bucks per panel times 12. So I'm saving about 900 bucks, 840 to 900 bucks right there, right? So that's my first one. And I got 11 more to go. And I'm going to give you guys kind of a tutorial of how I built my sound panels. Everything you see in here, I designed. I did the electric. I did the sound. I did the screen. I even built this riser. They were talking about charging me about 4,000 bucks to build this. So I built it myself. But one thing I don't have really is time because I'm in school and I work several teaching jobs. But you know, as a hobby, I like doing this kind of stuff. So it's kind of an outlet for me. And so I took the time to go ahead and build this. Turned out pretty well. I got a stair here. If you notice, these outlets, I had to take, these are at the bottom. So I had to move these outlets. There was a cable outlet there and an electric outlet. They were below this deck here, right? So I had to move those up before I could start construction on my riser. So they were buried beneath. If you can see how low that one is right there, as it comes around, it would have been underneath this, right? So I had to move these up in order to still have access to those, to that cable outlet and to that electric panel, electric socket. And again, here's the other piece of it. I added the lighting to the bottom of this right here. And if you can see, there's a slight curve coming from here to here that I put in it just for, you know, movie effect, right? More, I guess I'll say more contemporary or individuality when it comes to making my riser, right? Again, if you can see here, it's curved. And I built this thing, probably took me, I don't know, after work and I did my schooling, 4 hours a day for like 4 days, right? So it's had its bolts in the steps, right? I should have made a tutorial of that, but I do have some video of it, just a little bit. Had to bolt these steps, and it has, if you're going across here, this is a pretty long, say about 18 feet across. So when I got to about, I'd say 12 feet, I had to make a box here and a box here, and then I bolted that box together, right down the center, and it has some used bolts with nuts and a platform built underneath. And instead of building two boxes, you know, you have to stack one on top of another to make it. I just found out the height that I wanted it and put the 2 by, I guess it was a 4 by 8 or 4 by 12 in the walls and the stud, and then just built down from there, right? So I didn't have to, I used half the wood and half the materials by doing it that way. So I didn't have to build 2 boxes and stack it on top of each other. I just built, used the one amount of material and found my height on the studs in the wall, found the studs and built from the height from the studs in the wall. It's pretty sturdy. Feels just as sturdy, if not more sturdy than the floor, right? And I had this. I didn't do the carpeting myself. I hired a carpet guy, who did a little work for me, and probably was about, I hired him. It was about $300 just to carpet it. I guess the wood cost me around $250, right, with the bolts and everything. So let's see, it would have cost me about $4,000. I only paid $600 for everything, the carpeting and all of that. So I saved $3,400. So it was a project well worth it, and it turned out pretty well, if I don't say so myself. I got the lighting here. You don't see any wires from that lighting, right? It's all hidden. And I got 2 bass speakers in here. I'll talk a little bit about my home theater sound system. This is a MTX 12-inch woofer, and I've been had it probably, I don't know, like 15 years, but this guy does its work. So the amplifier had went out, and so I was going to get rid of it, and I bought this one right here, another MTX. I was sold on the brand because it really sounds really awesome. This one comes on when my system comes on, so it's all automated. But since I thought about it, this system can have 2 subwoofers, right? So what I did was I took the amplifier out of that and put in some new transistors, some new capacitors, and bam, the amp started working again, and we're back in business, right? So I thought I was going to have to dispose of it, but I took the amp apart. I did a little electric work back in the day. I got an electrical engineering degree in '95. So, you know, I know a little bit about soldering, electronics, capacitors, that type thing. And so I fixed the amp, and now I have 2 awesome sounding woofers. The bass is really, really deep, and it makes the movie really. So, you know, here's a bunch of movies that I hadn't had a chance to watch yet that I've been collecting. So, and I have my satellite system hooked up to it. So I watched Super Bowl on the 150-inch screen. I got some couple of DVD players, Blu-ray players, and the 9. And again, my Epson 5040 UB 4K, outstanding. All Bose speakers. Got a Bose here. Coming across to, these are my rear surround speakers. Bose there. These speakers here, I can't remember the name of them. These aren't Bose, but they sound outstanding. And they was pretty economical. If I have another video, I'll let you know what the name of these are. But they're outstanding. The sound comes from all directions. Just feel like you're inside the actual movie. And again, here's Bose speakers here. Bose center speaker at the top right there. Another Bose right here. And everything you see here, the lighting, the electric, moving the outlets, putting in the sockets, wall sockets. I also did some work here. That cord you see coming from that socket had to be dropped down for my movie theater posters. And I had to install these sockets in order for my voice activation to work and control the percentages of the light and all that. These have to be installed. Again, you have to know a little bit about neutral, positive, neutral, and not that bad, but you know, if you don't, not too good with electrical, then I recommend getting a professional to do it. So that's pretty much it for right now. Oh yeah, let me show you. I'm working on this is a room we haven't decorated yet, but I'm working on my panels. And so this is the extra bedroom right now. Here's the wood where I covered the window behind the screen right here. That's the sheetrock that I used to cover it, to let you guys know that yes, I did do it myself, because there's the cutout from the piece of sheetrock, right? Okay. So for my sound panels, I have to cut 24 48-inch pieces. Here those are that I've cut. Got me a new saw. I was pretty excited about getting it. I needed one, and the stand was separate. Stand is usually like $200. They had it on sale for $75. This machine here was around $240, $280. It was on sale for $219. So I got a deal, right? The whole setup for about $305, $10, right? So I cut my 48 pieces for my audio panel. So I'm gonna have to do 11 more. I did all my measurements and to know how much wood I would need and all this kind of stuff. There's the box that my new saw came in right there. And here's my wood. Now I got to do I already did my 48s, 12 of those, right? So now I got to do my top and bottom pieces and the center piece that holds in here's the sound material. I had to cut because I had customized the first two audio panels. There's the cutout that I had to do for the inside, but the rest of them I won't have to cut because it's 24 by 48, and I won't have